Hello, Newulife family. It is Paul Capozio, Diamond Ambassador, and I'm here to talk to you about your 90-day run. Now, you've been hearing about this for quite a while that we are going to get ready for a 90-day run. But here's what I want everyone to really focus on. Do not just go ahead and announce that you want to do a 90-day run and then go for it. You need to prep. We need to ramp up for a run. So we're going to give you the reasons why we do this and even the reasons why we do a 90-day run. And then we're going to get deeper into how to build it for your team. So this is a learning experience. So why a 90-day plan and why we're not starting it right away today? Well, look, large companies have quarterly targets, they have objectives, because they know that it's a good way to break down the annual objectives into smaller parts, right? So the practice of setting a 90-day goal adds focus, it adds urgency, and it makes it easier for people to get their head around their key objectives, particularly if you're the one that has to do it, right? So, look, as Newulife distributors, we can really leverage 90-day action plans by taking massive action. This gives your teams the opportunity to celebrate wins, right? We know at the end of this 90-day run, we're going to win. And if maybe your team hasn't been working that hard or you haven't, you can get back on track to get where you want to be. Either way, it's a proven tactic. It works really well with part-time network marketers especially. This is because we get easily distracted. You know how I talk about the lack of a Newulife alarm clock, that rings for you? It's not there. We know we have to get up at a certain time for our regular job, but this we don't hold ourselves to the same standard. Or a quarterly employee review, right? How many people get ready to their employee review at work because they know that if they don't do well on that review, they're not going to get a raise? Here's another thing with raises. They're not guaranteed, guys. Even if you did the work, if it's not in the budget for a company to give you a raise, they can't do it. Look, we're the CEO and we're the top salesperson for our own micro franchises in Newulife. So we're the ones that have to ultimately be responsible. So by committing to this 90-day run, we're able to help ourselves, we help our teams, we could stay focused. We could look at a quarterly, event, the 30 days looking forward towards an event. We got Texas to look forward to. And, it's a big picture annual objective. It's rather than, waiting for another year to fly by. How many of you went at the end of this year and you've been in Newulife for a while and you really felt like you didn't get to where you wanted to be? So that's why we're promoting a ramp up phase to get you ready. Okay, so let's go on to our next slide. Okay, here's the income disclosure statement. Now, why am I putting this out? This is something you normally see when we do the opportunity presentation, right? But when you really look at this and read it, in fact, some of my other friends and people on my team and even other Diamond ambassadors, when they come to this on the screen, they want to kind of get through it as fast as they possibly can because it talks about the fact that if you don't do this right, you won't make any money. Well, let me tell you, when I saw this as a non-network marketer, when I really sat down and really evaluated this business, I saw this as the roadmap. It tells you exactly what you need to do to be successful. And if you don't do it, you won't be. So everybody says this slide is about, well, if you do a little, you make a little. You do a lot, you make a lot. If you don't do anything, you won't make anything. And if you're not talented, you won't make it. Well, that's kind of true. But if I look at it, look, the earnings of a Newulife partner will be 100% dependent upon their skills. So it tells you need skills, right? It also tells you need a work ethic or a work effort that you need to put into it. You need commitment. You need leadership capabilities and then market conditions. Everyone who's been in this business for a while knows that the holidays we had a slump in sales. Why? Because people are spending money on Christmas gifts, right? The G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. So if you don't know what that is, guys, I'm a 55-year-old guy, so that's kind of something that was big when I was a kid. But the bottom line is it's already telling you where you need to focus if you don't have those skills. And guess what? As leaders, we deliver those skills for you. We tell you where to find them: YouTube, Facebook, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, listening to the videos that are in the back office. A ton of us leaders, we put together so much content out for you that you could make it run in this business. Now, why am I doing this slide? I'm telling you about mindset. You need to have the right mindset, not only for this 90-day run, from when you explain this business to people. If you're afraid of this slide, you don't have. Okay, a 90-day run without a warm-up is going to really make you lose the race. What do I mean by that? Guys, if you're going to run a marathon and you don't stretch out, you're going to be done after 4 blocks and you're going to not finish the race. And that's what's important. So slow down. I know everybody says, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be in that 90-day race. Well, listen, You need to take the first 5 days and do this. Number one, you need to have a relationship audit. Leadership is about inspiring the team that you're in, the best in your team. And you can't do that if you don't have healthy relationships with them. So, I want you to sit down and talk to each member of your team to decide who's going to run with you. Number one, and then in day 2 and day 3 of this 5-day ramp up period, I want you to have frank talk with them, right? I want you to, figure out where it is. What are your strengths and weaknesses? What are theirs? This is not a time for you to condemn them. This is a time for you to figure out how do your personality traits work with their personality traits to move forward. And if you need to repair some relationships, now's the time to do it before, so that you could both go in, or all of you go in to run this thing with a sense of renewed loyalty. The next thing is feedback analysis. Now you got all this data from all these people, right? And this is what people are taught all the time, and I disagree with it. It says, don't, watch what people say, but don't listen to what people say, watch what they do. Both of them are misleading. You need to look for patterns in people. Excuse me. You need to look for patterns in people. Patterns will repeat themselves. People could be on their best behavior when they're doing certain things in front of you. People could say certain things, but the patterns will never lie. People will repeat the same patterns over and over again. So do you. Be aware of it, okay? So then on the last day, 4 or 5, you're going to roll out your roadmap of exactly how you're going to tell your people, this is how we're going to do our 90-day run. Are you with me? So a 90-day run could take you to a new distributor to coach or to life coach, that very simply. I will tell you that an ambassador can go to diamond ambassador. An associate can go to coordinator or better very quickly with a proper 90-day run. And listen, you got people that are MIA, missing in action. I want you to convert them to massive immediate action. I want you to take massive action. Here's why. Because if you shoot for the stars, right? Worst case scenario, you're going to be at the moon. And that's why massive action is critical. You need to start big. You need to be in everyone's face with this, of the people who are going to run with you, right? Joe Giuliano says, AOMA, all out massive action. Why are we all saying massive action? Because you got to go big or you got to go home, because things will dwindle. You need to build cheerleaders. Now, here's the next thing I want to talk about. Managing the expectation. There's a thing called unconscious commitment that people don't realize they're going to commit to something, not because they just want to say, yes, I want to do a 90-day run. But when you go to your spouse and say, listen, I really want to do this with Newulife. I really think that we can make some serious money in this thing if we dedicate ourselves for a 90-day run. I'm sorry, honey, but I'm not going to be able to go to date night for the next 3 months. We're just going to take that time out. Or if you're going to take 1 day off a week from work and from building your Newulife business, then that's the day you're going to accomplish that. You're going to miss sports events for your kids. You're going to miss the gym a couple of times. But you need to manage the expectation and ask permission from your family, or ask permission for the people in your life to say, please, I need your support. I really want to do this. 90 days can change my life. And that creates an unconscious commitment in your people and an unconscious commitment in you that's going to be much stronger than just telling you, yeah, I'm going to run with you. Now you need to chart a course for your people, or you need to chart a course for yourself. If you're new and you're working alone in this, it does not matter. All right. Now, why am I showing you planes and gorgeous car interiors? Just for the fact that that's what I'm looking at right now. But seriously, look, you need to spend 50% of your time dream building for yourself, team building with your team, and showing what the results of hard work can be. If you don't do it, okay, and it doesn't have to be any of these material things. It could be donating to your church. But if you don't have a why and you don't have a reason, and you as a leader do not constantly try to reinforce the why of why your people want to do this, it will not work. 50% of your time has got to be on the why, because people will lose focus. It's like hitting the wall in a marathon, right, where you need to push through to get to the other side. And that's why we do our dream building. That's why we do our team building. And that's why we do our why. Guys, if this bothers you, what I'm telling you, you have a mindset issue. If I'm trying to tell you to focus on something that you really want, and that seems like scammy to you, you got work to do. You have personal development that you need to do because someone's trying to help you to get to what your heart's desire is, and you see that as a problem. So, 50% of your time, work on dream building, work on your why, work on your people's why, make a list when you sit down with each one of your people who are going to commit to run with you and write down their why. You need to know their why is as strong as your mind as it is in theirs. And when you crack the whip to keep people motivated, I want you to use a feather. If you're driving to a meeting, drive by the Ferrari dealer if that's what your friend is looking at, or drive by those big houses by the beach, okay? Or look at vocation brochures, or figure out that your church needs a new roof and how you're going to help them pay for it. All right, now what do? We identify your leaders. You need to build your own leadership council. Even if that's a leadership council of one, you need to do it. You got to figure out who is going to run with you. You set the pace, right? Troy Landwehr says the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. They're going to follow you. That's why I'm doing these things. I did 5 of these calls today, and now I'm doing one for you and recording this for you, no matter whose team you're on, because we want you all to win. You need to identify your leader. So what do we do to that? This is our basic plan. You need to do goal setting. So you need to know what you're striving for. One of those things could be sponsoring. How many people do you want to sponsor? So if you want to sponsor one person and it takes you an average of 10 people to contact, you need to sponsor X amount. You need to call X amount of people to sponsor X amount of people. Now, luckily in this business, and I've seen this better than my traditional staffing business, is that with the closing ratio, the people who are willing to say yes to this opportunity is tremendous. The next thing is you want to get to a rank. If you're going to put so many people in, do you know how many people it takes to get to coach on your weaker leg? Do you know how many people it takes to get to Diamond Ambassador? If you don't know those numbers, you need to start doing that. Otherwise, you don't know where you're going. Do you want to walk across that stage? So that's the next thing. And the last thing is income. We all know that a Diamond Ambassador income will change anyone's life who's listening to this recording right now. So what is the income level you want to be at for the 90 days? Now, it's not on the 91st day that you're going to make that income. This is what people need to understand. I'll get to that in a second. What's the finish line? Texas, Texas, Texas. All I want you to think about now is getting to the Texas event, being on stage in Texas, okay, cheering everybody else on in Texas, and building the Newulife family. Getting to Texas is great. We're going to Vegas. That's going to be exciting. But right now, if you want to enjoy Vegas, if you're worried about how you're going to pay for Vegas, well, then figure out how you're going to get to Texas, and that'll pay for Vegas, okay? It's real simple, guys. We need to take baby steps, but we need to take them every single second. Where do we celebrate this and how? On stage in Texas. Okay. I know I will be on stage in Texas. There's no doubt in my mind. And we're going to take our business to the next level in the next 30 days. Are you going to be there? Is this what you want? Do you want to be on stage? If you're a Diamond Ambassador, how many of your team do you want on that stage that broke rank? All right, as making 3 times the income that we were making. If you just got in this business, do you want to be a coach? Do you want to get that $700 lifestyle bonus, or you're at a life coach position right now and you want to be looking at that $1,500 lifestyle bonus when you walk on that stage and be an ambassador, or better yet, a Diamond Ambassador? Now, here's the one thing I did. I looked back at the past year and I interviewed all my life coaches, and every single life coach admitted to me that they did a 30-day hard run. Then they really didn't see the results at that point, so they kind of backed off a little bit. They got a little tired. They were making a lot of phone calls every day, keeping me on three-way calls. They backed off, and then all of a sudden, in 30 days, after the 30-day run, they were life coach, or they were coach on their way to life coach. And then they started up again to move, right? But what happens is we always give up before we reach the goal, just on the other side of that rock wall, right? We do it because we don't realize you're not going to hit it on your 31st day. You'll hit it on your 60th day when all those chickens come home to roost. You need to understand the 2190 rule. The 2190 rule is this: anything you do consistently for 21 days becomes a habit. Anything you do for 90 days straight becomes a lifestyle. It would be built into your life. And guess what? A 90-day run based on the 90-day rule changes your life. Okay? Trust me on this, guys. Everyone who's anybody who made significant money in network marketing can attribute to a 90-day or even better, 120-day run towards what their goal was, and they were seven-figure earners. Next thing is put your commitments in writing. Not only you, but your people. Get a notebook. Write one page for each person who's going to run with you. Write down what their why is. Write down what their dreams are on each one of your people, okay? And then help each other. When you're down, they'll be up. When you're up, they're down. You need to pull each other along. If you helping them get what they want, you will get what you want. Now, KPI, key performance indicators. What are you going to do to track your progress? Don't wait till the end of 90 days and see how you did. Every single week, you should be doing something. Work out rewards, do something. Reach up to your upline diamond ambassador and ask them to participate on how you're going to keep your people excited. All right, now, this is funny, what Steve said. Bottom line is I was on a meeting this morning. We were training all the Diamond Ambassadors on this new program so they could share it with you. I wanted to share it with you. This is exactly what everyone learned this morning. Accountability, guys. We need to have a way to do accountability, and we need to have some key performance indicators. So guess what? Alexi stepped up with Steve, with Ken, with Bruce, and they basically said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to reward during this 90-day run. We're going to reward if somebody, even if you're 1 point away at this very second from coordinator, you're going to get $500 during this 90-day run. So if you haven't reached that goal yet, in fact, some people may have reached that rank and then they dropped out of it. Well, you're not going to qualify for this one. You're going to get back to that rank, and then you're going to go through to the next rank, and then you will qualify. So if you're ready to go coordinator, or you want to get to coordinator, after you do that, besides the money you're going to make as a coordinator, you're going to get an extra $500 based on that bonus week. We pay bonuses once a month. Now, if you're ready to go to coach, or you're close to coach, right? You're a coordinator, you're going to coach, you hit coach during this 90-day run, you're going to get an extra $750 on top. And guess what? On top of the $750 you get as a one-time bonus, you're going to also start getting your $700 lifestyle bonus monthly when you hit that rank. So there's a really good kicker there to reach for coach. Now, life coach. Life coach will get you $1,000. So you're going to be at a coach. You're going to be able to be eligible for your $700 lifestyle bonus, and you're going to get $1,000. Now, guess what? I told you that most of my life coaches went to life coach based on a 30-day run. If you pull a 90-day run, right, and you get to those ranks and you blow through coordinated coach and life coach, you're going to get all three bonuses. Don't think it's impossible, guys. There's many people. Most of the people on my team went from coach to life coach within a 30-day period or less. I have a guy who went to life coach and then life coach in the same day. That's how aggressive he was working on it. So we'll help you do that. It's not impossible. This is not hype. You guys know me. I'm from Jersey, where I'm a straight shooter. I'm not about hype. I'm about getting it done. So guys, do awards, do progress meetings, do Zooms. You should be mentioning the 90-day run every single day. Guys, we're going to teach you. It's about 90 days to a new you life, okay? We're going to be in Texas, 90 days to a new you life. I want you to commit to this 90 days, but I want you to take the first 5 days right now, starting now, and I want you to get ready to really, truly do an honest 90 days. Now, listen, even if you start a little bit later, you could do a 90-day run in 85 days if you take the 5 days to prep for it, and you have a better chance of being successful, guys, because you need a roadmap and you need to get your mindset right. Thank you so much for listening. I want to see everyone on stage. I will guarantee to hug you no matter what rank you come across, but I have a feeling people listening to this, and if they do it right, will easily get to 2 ranks by the time we get to Texas. All right, guys, let's see what we got next here. It's the last slide. So your time is now. Who will you be when you get to Texas? Who will you be? What rank will you be? What income would you be having for your family by the time we get to Texas? All right, if you're on my team, I'm available to help you. We're really busy right now. I know from time to time I do 3-way calls for people outside of my team. We love you. I'm a little busy right now, but if I can, I promise you I will try to help you. Your upline is tremendously powerful. Reach up to them, find people in your organization that you get along with, and start doing your three-way calls. If you're not showing this business 5 times a day, you're not doing it enough. People tell me, if I could, someone said to me, I said to someone, you need to send out 100 videos. And they said, in one day. And I said, if you can do it. But listen, you need to get videos out there in the work for you. Don't wait for someone to respond to you on your video. Keep moving forward, and you'll see that if you don't sit on those eggs and try to hatch them, see how well they hatch on their own. Love you guys. Have a great, great, great day.